Hey everyone, it's been a while since I talked about the Alien series, and it's even longer since I talked about Aliens comics. So I have here Aliens, the Original Years Volume 1, which collects a lot of Dark Horse material. So this is I call it the quasi beginning of Aliens as a multimedia property. Now I say this because Alien got its own comic adaptation through Heavy Metal Magazine. That's not collected in this. In either any of the subsequent Aliens Marvel omnibuses, they don't collect that. I have not read it, so I can't give you a review of that. I do plan to review it at some point. Maybe at some point if you're watching this in a playlist, it'll be above this. So, anyway, let's talk about where we start in this omnibus. Because we're really going to tread over familiar territory. But first, we're going to talk about Dark Horse Presents 24. Dark Horse Presents 24 is just about the life cycle of the Xenomorph. It's only 14 or so pages. It's quite entertaining, and this was written by Mark Vierden, who wrote a lot of the early Aliens and Predator stuff. And with cover art by Chris Chalner and Mark Nelson as plotter and artist. And it's edited by Randy Stradley, like a lot of things are at Dark Horse. He was one of the biggest editors on there. But anyway, Dark Horse Presents number 24 is worth your time if you're not too familiar with the Xenomorph gestation and its breeding habits, that sort of thing. It's quite enjoyable. Next, we're going to talk about Aliens 1988 issues 1 through 6. Now, you might say, Jeremy, you've talked about that before. It's Outbreak, also known as Earthhive or Aliens 30th Anniversary. Yes, I have. So this isn't going to be a review of that, but just a purist's warning. And this is the one thing I don't care for in this omnibus. They colorized it. Now, they didn't edit it. The characters Hicks and Newt are still called Hicks and Newt. But they did color it. And I find that quite unfortunate for purists. But the Aliens 30th Anniversary library-sized edition through Dark Horse Comics, you can still find this fairly cheap. And this has that story and another little short story called Aliens Lucky, which I don't know if that's collected in here or not. I haven't gotten to it yet. But I have reviewed it. It's okay. You can check out my review. It will also be in this playlist. Probably be after this one. Overall, still worth your time, and I recommend collecting this version. It's a unique version because I don't think there has been a colorized version of Outbreak that has the Hicks and Newt character names in it. The only one I've read was in the old paperback Dark Horse Omnibus, Aliens Omnibus Volume 1, which had their names changed to Wilkes and Billy. So it's nice to see that we've got a halfway thing, so you collectors have something different. But I'll stick with just getting these two personally, because the paperback Aliens Omnibuses are a real pain to collect these days. They're very expensive and very out of print. But yeah, it's nice. It's so fascinating to me out of all of the Aliens, the original 4 Alien films, Aliens is the only one that didn't get a comic book adaptation. Got a novelization, which is kind of meh, but it didn't get a comic adaptation, and it's the most comic worthy. We'll actually be talking about Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection in future videos, because they were through Dark Horse, and they are collected in these omnibuses. In fact, I think Alien 3 is collected in this one. Yes, it is. But anyway, I'd give Dark Horse Presents 24 good 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's fine. And I'm not going to rate the Aliens 1988, as they call it. One other thing to note, when you get these Marvel omnibuses, Marvel's big thing now is to make it seem like you're reading single issues while you read these comics. So they're broken up in a way that they wouldn't be broken up in something like this, where this feels like one continuous story. These kind of give you the cliffhanger ending thing that you would get with single issues. So, in my opinion, it's not bad to read it that way. It's going to come down to personal preference, whether you like it or not. It really doesn't upset flow all too much, though, when you're reading these. So, anyway, that's all I have. Have a good one.